Hello everyone and welcome back once again to PMCO 2020 Spring Split Wildcard Group Stages. My name is Varun Super Johnny John, that is Ocean Sharma, and this fumble was there because like the exciting day yesterday, today we are going to have an even more exciting day in the Wildcard region group stages because it's going to be teams from Group C and D going up against each other in 4 thrilling matches.
I'm gonna love today. I mean, new day and new teams with a new amount of gameplay, maybe new domination can actually come out there because yesterday Team Gravity did an impressive job in their stages of Group A and B, and they were just obliterating each and every competition. Second position, the first match, Chicken Dinner in the second match. The third position, they kind of crumbled a bit, but then the fourth match was a comeback for them at the third position. So I think they just ended their day in an impressive way.
Yeah.
But now is the time for new teams to shine, new teams to rise, and new teams to show their supremacy out in their group, and maybe, just maybe, we'll find an impressive team to contest all over the wildcard.
Definitely that's going to happen. And one thing that I want to talk about is the difference in play style if you compare the wildcard region to the South Asia region that you and I do, to the Pakistan region that you and I do as well. On the other side, while we do that, let's look at the overall standings and see how the teams that played on day number 1, how they did. As Ocean was saying, Team Gravity, they have been pretty consistent. They have one chicken dinner for themselves, but consistency in having high finishes is going to result them sitting on the first position with 79 points. Lord Nepal is going to be second with 55 points. No Chance team is going to be third with 54 points. Watch My GP is going to be fourth, 51 points for them. WMGX Cloud is going to be fifth, 48 points. Pain Gaming is going to be sixth with 42 points. Zeus Esports is going to be seventh, 34 points, and 4 Angry is going to be eighth with 34 points as well.
An impressive thing is Watch My GP was an invited team out there, and today also we're going to have some invited teams. But then let's talk about the other teams out there on the bottom table of yesterday. Way to Conqueror, W2C had an impressive first game. They came out second on that one, but right now they're on 9th in the overall. No Chances out there on the 10th. Andromeda, the Galactic team, is out there on the 11th. Mysterious is out there on 12th. Black Team MGL dropped down a bit on 13. Cars on the 14th, and Goodfellas ended their day on the 15th with 13 points in their hands. But this was the game of each and every scenario. We'll have to see what happens when today the day start, the new start with all the new teams, the new players, the fresh faces out there.
Yeah, the fresh faces as well, and I'm excited for the change in playstyle because as I was saying, talking about playstyles, before, like I was saying, in the other regions, you see either the teams be a little bit more passive and then move on to the aggression as you go on to the later stages of the game. On the other side, when we were doing Pakistan yesterday, it was all aggression and the teams over there like to fight a lot. On the other side in wildcards, it is the mid-game fights that are pretty important that turn out to decide who is going to win the game.
And even if anything, if we are talking about the higher games, the lower games, all it comes to the points when we are talking about the stuff, because those are the things that actually decide what you came to at the end of the day. As first position, you guys know, gets 20 points, 14 for the second. That's a bit of a drop from first to second, and after that it's 10 for the third, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 till the 10th position, and 11 to 16 gets 1. This 1 point might not be that much of a difference, as the difference is with the kills, as 1 kill gives you 1 point, and that single point of a single kill can make the game or break the game depending on how you're playing the game.
And hey, if you actually have a 20-point game where you get 20 kills and 20 for the chicken dinner, you just get a massive lead for yourself.
We have seen that.
We have seen that. On the other side, if you are not doing so good and you actually manage to get a chicken dinner with at least 14 or 15 kills, then that is going to give you a massive boost in your overall standing. But before we go into the games, let's have a look at the schedule for the day. It's going to start off with Erangel, the first game, moving on towards Sanhok, and the third match is going to be played on Miramar. And like always, we end the day on where we started. It's going to be Erangel again.
I mean, it's a good thing. Like always, we talk about this thing. I mean, two Erangels gives you that OG advantage, the home ground advantage being out there, that you can play on your comfort zone. Sanhok gives you that fast-paced environment, and Miramar a slow pace. But this is a new meta that we are seeing. Sanhok gives people a slow-paced environment for the start sometimes, and Miramar actually goes for the fast pace because Miramar is the third match, so people kind of have known each other's gameplays in a normal gameplay of Erangel and in a different gameplay of Sanhok, so they kind of know each other's gameplay. So in Miramar, some teams just try to go for the kills if they can actually get those kills in their hands, and if that happens, they just go for it. But then there are going to be some teams that are going to raise an impact out there. These are from Group C and D. As you can see, empty. Look at the name. They just want to empty each and every one of the competition. Good boys can actually turn out bad when it comes to the playing ground on that battlefield. And Vengeance, WW3, that seems like World War 3 or something. That's in their name or something. Wolf Squad is the fourth team. Exodus is out there. Imperial GG, Rogue Nation, and Dream X team. We'll have to see which team from this particular group stands out, as the names are really good. But do they hold their gameplay in the place? That is going to be a bit of a question.
Definitely. And move on to Group D. It's going to be No Mercy, Team SYG, Zero Death, famous. And No Mercy being one of the invited teams, they are going to look to put up the same strong performance just like the last time. On the other side, moving on, it's going to be Friendly Fire, Savage Hunter, Swanky Gaming, that's a nice name, and Team Harsh to end it all.
Team Harsh ending their way out in the names list right now. But look at this. No Mercy wants to obliterate the competition. Zero Death shows that there is Zero Death from their side, and they're going to go for their opponents. And Friendly Fire is like, see, Friendly Fire in the game is off. But then, I mean, they can just raise out hell out there on even either of the maps. But right now, if anything, we are going to go for the Erangel. Like, this is going to be the first match for these teams. We are on the second day, but this will be the first match for these teams. So first match meaning these guys will kind of try to understand how the gameplay works, how the session works, and how each and everything goes. And so first match will be understanding each other's drop locations, depending on where the plane path comes from.
Yeah, we saw this yesterday as well, but one thing again, if you actually drop on your main spot in the first game of Erangel, and you get predicted, you get challenged on that drop in the second game, then the game becomes hard for you, the second one, and you always want to get as many points as you can in the last game for the day. So moving on into the next day, you do not have to worry about where you're going to stand. I mean, you want to perform throughout the day as well, you want to be consistent, but it's going to be the last game that matters the most.
Exactly. And well, this is the thing that actually happens. The first game is always a kind of a trial game. You can have your errors in that. You can just understand the goods, the bads, the uglies, and the crazies of yourself and your opponents, depending on if your drop location gets contested, if where you are going, if your loot gets contested, if your favorite gun is in front of your enemy and he actually picks it up, obviously he's gonna do some damage out there. So that's gonna be one of the things. But then you kind of understand the game, you kind of understand the mechanics of the game, and from there you just go in on the final Erangel. As the first Erangel is for the judgment, and the final Erangel comes for the blizzardness that just comes out there.
Yeah, and yesterday's first Erangel was just crazy. I mean, people, how many squads were there on Ruins? I think at least like 6 or 7 squads fighting it out in Ruins.
And 5 squads in Water City. Like
yeah, and 5 squads moved over to the Water City, and then the final circle was in Water City. So everyone had to move over there, and a lot of teams died in those rotations because, once again, Water City is surrounded by those wide open grounds. It's quite easy to catch people off guard and running in towards you. And that was just impressive. And on the other side, another thing that was impressive was a team, Way to Conqueror, was playing with a 3-man squad throughout the day, and they actually put up a really good performance. So again, we have Team Exodus, who are going to be playing with a 3-man squad once again. So we have to see if are they gonna like adapt to the playstyle of Way to Conqueror. We'll be jumping into a game in a few seconds, and here it is. The trajectory for the plane is gonna start on the slightly shore side of Novo and head over towards Zarki. So Novo, military base, Milta, shelter, farm, Pochinki, school, Rozok, ruins, because people in Wildcard actually go there. Georgopol, the city across from Georgopol, Zarki, shooting range, Yasna. You will have to glide over there for Yasna, but that is also going to be available.
Yesterday there was a team known as No Chance. They went for a split drop on Zaki and 7. We'll have to see if something like that happens. If a team wants to go to Primos, if they want to go to contest that drop, they can actually go there. Yasna can be a bit of an area. I would want to see if a team goes to Salba, Kameshki split as well. If a Lipovka going team is out there, as I can see, Team Harsh has started their drop. You can see the team number 20 that's out there. I think that's a Milta drop or something. Or are they going to glide to shelter, and from there they're going to go to Yasna or something? That's one thing that we'll have to see as we are just a few seconds into the game. And Savage on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, they are going for a ferry pier or maybe farm split drop or something like that. We'll have to see how it contests them. Team number 6, team number 10, team number 5, like you can see a cluster of teams just, coming out of the plane, But then, which team is going to go Pochinki? Which team is going to contest Rozhawk? Which team is going to go to school and apartments? Those are the things that are coming in handy in the question, right, as the players drop.
Definitely, but on the other side, we do see squad number 5 heading over to the side of Yasna Polyan, and a lot of teams are going for that shooting range, Severny area. But that is going to be impressive, and isn't this the same circle like yesterday? Oh boy, this is the second angle that we saw yesterday, isn't it?
I mean, Giorgio Hill, I'm going to tell you one thing. Giorgio Hill is a really good area. If
Yeah.
you want to contest right now, the Mount Everest that we call
Yeah,
it, that
Everest.
is a really good area. If you want to contest for one of the final circles or something, that thing is going to matter a lot. But look at this thing. The center of the zone, Gatka, Ruins Quarry, like no one is out on those areas. Meanwhile, Georgiopol is also not being contested as of now, as there's just one team. But I think early fights might come in handy as a player from team number 18. That is Savage Hunter's Wish. He's going to end each and everyone that is right in front of him from team number 13. That is No Mercy, a team that was invited versus Savage. What is going to happen out there as Wish has his AKM, 30 bullets out there. Level 1 helmet, level 1 vest. That is what he has picked up. Holographic on his AKM, has done some damage, takes down one player already. Kill might be killed out here as Wish is going for a granted wish, and that is that he wants that chicken dinner for his team right now. Kill is in a bad spot from No Mercy. He won't be surviving for long enough as Wish is once again moving forward. One player from No Mercy is just moving away from the team, and look at this. Shred 2K is moving forward, just trying to give a revive right now if we can go for it, and Wish is once again moving forward one area closer to his opponents. Will he try to go for it? Yes, the door has been opened. Just moving in from that location. 10 bullets in that Uzi, not gonna do much damage, and Wish has 2 kills for himself. Unsolved is left out there. Will Unsolved and Gansky go for the kills, or is Wish gonna go for the first 1v4 of the game? I mean, this was amazing from this guy.
Yeah, this was just amazing, knocking one player down and not waiting for the revive to come and just rushing in. He did not take a chance with that one, because usually you would see when there is a 2 versus 1 situation, the other guy would actually try and wrap around and be a little bit more patient. But once again, Savage just being Savage, and as you said, Osh, No Mercy was one of the invited teams.
Yep.
So they have to be careful, because there is obviously going to be a pressure to keep up a level of performance that the fans expect from him. But on the other side, look at this. The entire eastern side of the map has been left abandoned. There's just one team on Yasna and one team on Milter. Other than that, military base, no one is there on the entire island.
I like the wordplay. The team's name, the team number 5 is empty.
Yeah.
They're using MPT.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing. Like, it's like if your name does not come totally in that 14 characters limit, you just empty it out.
Yeah, you could have left the name blank as well, and then it would have been empty.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at this. 70. 3 teams out there. Team number 15, that is Zero Death. Team number 14, that is SYG2. And team number 16, okay, it's 14, 15, 16 out there. But one player has been taken down from the team of 16, that is Famous. Famous is trying to make out their name, has taken down one player from Zero Death. That was the first death out there. And Scar L comes in action. Famous is looking really good, as they have made themselves famous in the kill feed right now by knocking out and finishing one player. And I think just one player, Prasan, is left from Zero Death. Will Prasan go for some amazing and impressive gameplay out here? That's going to be one of the things. But SYG is moving forward right now. SYG is moving right in front of Famous, and just one player of Famous is out there. Look at this. This guy has 2 Uzis in his hands, 35 bullets and 25 bullets respectively in each of the guns. Has no helmet and vest. Can he make it out alive from here?
Yeah, he has to be careful with this one, because this is going to be risky. Zero Death already losing one player in those early stages. Oh no, squad number 16, Famous, they are charging in towards him slowly and steadily. The advantage that he has was that he had vision right in front of him, but the sides are pretty much going to be vulnerable. An aid being cut from Famous Mosquito, and he is deciding not to throw it at the player Prasan. But now Famous regrouping together, because they have to worry about squad number 14 as well. It's going to be Team SYG, and that is going to be tricky, because once again, it is going to be a three-team party over here, and a 3-team party over here. We have seen that wherein when 2 teams fight in close quarters with the third one present, whoever actually wins is at a higher risk.
On a longer area, actually, uh, a zero deaths person's backup is coming.
Yeah.
Two players are driving were driving a vehicle, but then they are gonna come in late or early. That's one thing we'll have to see. As right now, Famous is trying to engage in a fight with SYG. What's gonna happen? 4 players in just one compound in one house, and Virus has spotted him. Can Virus just infect them with a kill right now? He has a smoke right now, and we'll have to see will that smoke do some damage. It won't do the damage, but then the smoke is gonna do one thing. It's gonna deflect everyone. That deflection is one thing we'll have to see. But he uses a stun right now, and the players were stunned basically, but then the grenade comes in, and Virus is low on health right now. 40 HP is what he has dropped right now. Look at Viper in a good area right now. He's in a really, really good position, and one player is also behind him. Myth is out there with his UMP, 25 bullets in his UMP. Can he just do something for that? Because Virus has a Mini 14. That Mini 14 is, I mean, it's good for close range as well, but the maximum that you use it is in the longer ranges. This is a close range gun from Amara's side, as you can see.
Yeah.
35 bullets, and Amara, it's a really good name, you know.
Yeah, you are a Supernatural fan, so
I'm a huge Supernatural fan.
Even I love that show, and so the darkness could actually wipe out an entire squad in front of us. But that's
the backstory of Supernatural. But look at that! Oh my God, the grenade comes in from Famous. Famous is going for the second kill right now. Look at this. Famous is just charging in. They just knocked out one player. They're just going to finish him, and that is going to be something really, really impressive as the knock and finish comes in. All right, that is good. You're just going to fist him. That was something, and that is going to be the end of another person out there. 2 kills for Famous, and another grenade has been started cooking out there. Will this grenade just go on for another kill? As you can see, the trajectory is coming, and it did some damage, but that grenade was really good in the throw department.
Yeah, Myth taking a hit from that nade, but now on the other side, Famous, all of them are present on their roof. So a couple of nades from the side of SYG could actually take all of them out. Another one goes in, but Viper just barely dodging that. On the other side, I think SYG, they are lacking those throwables. They are lacking the healing utilities as well, because Myth is still sitting at 75% health. Virus and Viper moving to the background. They are going to fall back a little bit, but Myth still holding that front line, is trying to look with the TPP. And the Babe suit coming in on Famous Marvel. I know the guy sitting next to me loves this one.
I have this one, so
yeah. I mean, you have this one in real life.
I have the real Babe one, so yeah, there's that thing as well. But then one thing that we'll have to just talk about out here is that how yeah, exactly, this thing is what we have to talk about as Marvel takes on one more player, and that's going to be really, really bad for SYG. As SYG has fallen apart, and that's the first team to get eliminated, ladies and gentlemen, with 0 kills, and Famous already has 5 kills for their bank. Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine if this number increases. How far can you imagine? I know sky is the limit for you to imagine the numbers.
20 is the limit for now.
All right, but then we'll have to see that how the fights, you know, actually start, because those were the fights in the northernmost area.
Yeah.
And the zone started to shrink right now. We'll have to see where the zone goes. And this is the first raid of, ladies and gentlemen, has a gun that obliterates everything with 100 bullets in its capacity. We'll have to see what M249 does out here. And look at this. The zone has started shrinking. The zone is on the left-hand side. Like the left-hand side of the zone is water. So you can pretty much see. See, I'll tell you a tip about the zone prediction. Left-hand side is water.
Yeah.
You can pretty much think that the zone is going to shrink on the right side next time, because the next circle is going to be a land circle, and fourth circle is the circle where the zone tries to leave water.
Exactly. And for that, you just have 2 possibilities. Either it's going to be the Northern Georgia Hospital Everest circle, or it's going to be the Gatka circle. So I think the safer option right now would be to just take control of Everest for now. Okay, talking about Everest, the mountain on the southern side of on the southern side of hospital, it is going to be important, because you can take control of the location quite easily, but it's really hard to hold on to that mountain just because the cliff is so big. You can get charged upon from every single direction. And a throwback to the one of the games that you and I casted together, we saw one of the teams take control of the mountain, but they were challenged from 3 different directions, and they ended up falling down to basically one of the teams. But that is something you have to be careful about. On the other side, if this time around you actually take control of the mountain, that is going to provide you with so much information, because you will be able to view players coming from Gatka. But on the other side, No Mercy, even after losing 2 players, are going to retaliate, and Savage now is going to lose 1. That was that a revenge kill, but Unsolved, he has to be careful. He's quite low now.
He needs to pop up a first aid, and that's going to be an important one. We'll have to see how the first aid actually goes and how the first aid actually pops out, because that's going to be some important thing from his side. We'll have to see how that goes. And look at this, empty, just trying to make it inside the zone. Has to travel 1500 meters. That 1500 meters is going to be a bit of a distance right now, and they have spotted some players. Look at Unsol. Right now, this is the time when they are actually clustering together. The players have come right in front of each other, and they have just joined in on the party right now. We'll have to see what happens in all of these fights. And look at this, Zero Death is trying to make their way inside the circle right now, and that's going to be an important thing, as the circle is leaving so many teams. And see, fighting inside the circle is better. Fighting outside the circle is not better. Like it's a normal meta right now. That's one thing that everyone will have to look for. And an incredible thing, first airdrop had an M249. Second airdrop has an AWM. Just look at, if your team has both the guns, you have a chance of an impressive, incredible, amazing, fabulous competition. I don't know if that's even a line to say, but yeah, you have it. You just have an impressive chance. Look at this. IMP Ray has spotted some players. Is trying to go for some shots, but can he just make it count? Because we haven't seen a running headshot yet right now from in this competition as of now. But if this happens, that's gonna be just more than impressive. We have seen people going for sprays, but not a single, bolt action headshot yet.
Yeah, that would actually be impressive. But with the Mini 14, Hugo, he's still trying to find out the players from the squad. But he's going to miss his mark a little bit. Right now, he has to be careful, because this is going to be an open area fight from him. Other than the crates that are right behind him, he does not have much of an area to fall back to. On the other side, if the other team comes charging in towards Georgopol, when a team already has the entire control of the location, that is obviously just going to be free kills being given over.
That is going to be like one of the... and you don't want to give free kills at this moment, because this is, one of the biggest things. And look at this. Good boys. Rich is gonna take those things right now. Is he taking? Yes, he has the AWM. Look at that bolt action reloading out there. Obviously, the first reload of a bolt action is pretty important. Do you know, first AKM reload, when you pick an AKM and when you reload the first time or something, if you pick someone's empty AKM, the first reload actually takes a bit 1 millisecond more as compared to the other reloads, because you reload the gun and there's another mechanism actually out there. That's a different thing. And so, just like the bolt action, you pick up a bolt action, there's a different, first reload mechanism is out there. So first, that does not count in the reload time, but it is present there.
It does not count, but that is just so a little tidbit about the game from the professor of the game, Ocean Sharma. On the other side, Zero Death just losing one player to the play zone this time around. Quite unfortunate for the team, but they have to be careful, because Bikram, now still in the blue zone, is just going to lose his life, and that is just going to leave one player for the squad surviving, forcing the man basically to just hide prone and snake his way into the last few minutes of the game.
Yes, and No Mercy is also out there. You can see this team wanted to, make up an impact right now, but they lost their 2 players. Still, they went for a fight. They just took down 1 more player. So that was, really, really impressive in their fighting scenario, in their fighting style. And that was just more than anything, if anything. And this is team number 12 on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Dream Team right in front of you. We'll have to see what Dream Team does out there. The play zone actually hits that player from Zero Death, and he has been taken out there. But I think VSS from Gangxi can actually do some damage out there, because see, they have a proper cover for themselves. They have a proper shore area. They don't have to worry about anyone in between. And look at this. Good boys. Rich is starting the fight right now. The guy that has AWM but is looking forward for a close fight. Empty Bugatti is moving in forward with Reed on his back, and Kanek is also out there at one place. Finn needs a revel right now, but I don't think so. But Bugatti has moved forward, takes down one player. Impressive way. Bugatti would like to finish him. Does finish him. Shaq is moving forward. Casper is moving forward right in front of Bugatti. Will this car actually ram each and everyone? We'll have to see, as Bugatti taking the TPP. Goes for a crowd shot. Will not be enough. And now I think he will be finished out there. But look at this. Reed was moving in forward. Shaq has those 26 bullets. He's going to go for a reload right now. Kanek is out there. One solo survivor. Revives one player. But his 2 players just fall short as they were finished. And now all the players from Good Boys are ready for a fight, as Finn and Kanek, they have to move in. Will they go for a grenade throw? Or will they go for some other thing? Or will they just move in from it? I think a grenade might
Yeah, Bugatti actually engaged in the fight with a pretty good start. And getting a knock in the house, just rushing in. But on the other side, uh, the backup arrived a little bit late from his team, resulting in the entire squad being wiped out. On the other side, talking about Good Boys, they had a really amazing fight with this one. But let's look at where the circle is. Right on the western edge of the map, southern side of the hospital, southwestern side of the hospital, in fact, and that is just going to be an open area fight for everyone. Yeah. And Good Boys Casper spots out another one, but the shot's just not landing in spot.
I told you, fourth circle. You can see the number 4.
Yeah.
Fourth circle is when the zone actually leaves water. That's one thing that happens in this particular thing right now. But then there are there are players who are not leaving water right now, as they're going for different directional swims. And I mean, it's a good time to swim if you want.
How did they even manage to get there?
See, it's a good weather out there in Erangel. You can just go for a peaceful swim out there, just trying to go for, I mean, it's a stressful time for some teams, but then there's a team who's like, let's just have a swim, let's just have a conversation out there in the water or something. But this Team Harsh, Nasty, trying to spot some players, trying to pop some heads out there, has done some damage. That was an impressive spray by this guy.
Yeah, TH Nasty just being nasty with that Scarl in his hand. On the other side, Zero Death is going to take an exit as a nade. Is going to take out Prasan from this game, and that's just going to bring 11 squads remaining, 34 players alive. Rogue Nation is the only team left with just one player in their team. But now even they are in trouble because IMP Ray, he is with his entire team, and the last player from the team, Rogue Nation, he is in so much trouble now. The only thing protecting him is the ridge right in front of him. But the nades are being thrown. They are missing their mark. He's sitting at 40% health, 45% health right now. But I think he is going to be taken out in a matter of seconds as soon as squad number 10 actually start charging in on them.
Imperial wants to charge. The guy has a Thompson, the Tommy gun with 50 bullets. That extended mag might come in handy to take down 1 or 2 players, but will he just continue? That's going to be something. Look at this. Look at this. This is going to be something. 1 shot hit, 2 shot hit. The player goes down, but the shots are not stopping, and there can be a crate popping out. 1 more shot, and the crate is yours, and yes, it is. That was an impressive thing out there, and that will be the end of Rogue Nation, as 1 player with Thompson does not deal enough damage, and 4 players just taken down, and no mercy. A bad decision of dropping inside the water right now. Dream Team Prince has his eyes, can set the kill king out here if he just goes for both the kings right now. He has spotted the players, and look at this. Look at this. Why are you not shooting? That's what? That was something really bad out there. But I think, if anything, our team number 9, that is Exodus, they can be contested out there, because this is something looking really bad. I mean, Hustle was out there, but look at this. You usually need to watch your back, bro. And there's 1 player who's still out there. He's just not looking back to them, and that's going to be bad out there. And I think this is going to be the end of the whole team. 24 bullets. Can he just make it count? I think he can, but he does not do it. And on 10 HP, Vengeance gets eliminated on the water shore. This was impressive.
This was impressive indeed. The last guy from Exodus, he was just proning, and Vengeance just, I don't know what he was thinking. Did he think he was knocked down? Did he just not notice him? What happened over there? But whatever it was, Exodus was the team that came out on top. The revives are going to come in, and Exodus are still going to survive with 2 players in the squad of the 3 that they started with. The 4th airdrop coming in with the MK14, the 8x scope, the level 3 armor, helmet, and the backpack. This is going to be so good for anyone who picks it up in this stage of the game. But that's going to be hard to pick up as well, because drops usually attract a lot of attention. But on the other side, a team that's using a drop to perfection is going to be squad number 10, and that is just going to put them at an advantage, because you can use them as covers. Plus, if you actually picked it up, but they are going to be engaged upon by squad 12. It's going to be one of the players going down quite close, and he's going to be taken out as well.
Yeah, that was 1 player from Dream Team being taken out there. We'll have to see what Imperial does something out here. And the Scar 98 can also wreak some havoc from Wolf's squad on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. But we are heading to the final circles as the game has hit 20 minutes and 30 seconds mark right now. We'll have to see what happens. And 1 player from WP, we'll have to see how the game, actually changes everything for this particular player, as he was just trying to move forward. Hugo is also out there just trying to shoot his bullets on the ground for some reason. And one thing, alright, Evola takes down one player and so does one more player from, I think they are on the verge of eliminating a squad as Smoker is moving in forward. And good boys, this squad was looking really good, but they have lost their 2 players, but still they are looking good for a fight as Casper is moving in forward and Rich is on one side, has an AWM in his hands. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first game of the second day of Group C versus D of Wildcard PMCO. And look at this guy. He is just trying to spot out some players on either of the directions. He has spotted them players, but he's just looking for a good opening. And Casper was taken down. He will be finished. 1 kill coming on Famous, as well as this team has 6 kills in their bank right now.
Yeah, Famous just being famous so far, have gotten a lot of kills, but on the other side, Smoker, he's going to fire those shots with that M16 in his hands, catches a few of the players from the side of Exodus, the 2 men who were being alive a couple of seconds ago, but now No Mercy is going to get those kills. Even the Smoker did all the hard work, but now Smoker, he has to protect his teammate. The smoke being popped is going to result in a revive. On the other hand, Good Boys are going to take an exit from the game down to the top 7 teams, and our Dream Team, they are going to be in trouble as well because it's just one player who's left alive. It's going to be Senji, but he is also being surrounded from all directions, basically, by other teams.
Yeah, that is one of the things that they are being surrounded from all directions. No Mercy gets eliminated. The team that was on the verge of the first elimination is now eliminated on the 7th position. That's a really good scenario for them. We'll have to see how many kills do they have. And Wolf Squad was also trying to move forward. As you can see, Hugo has spotted some players, pops up some shots and misses actually most of them. And I think this will be the end of Dream Team as the squad gets eliminated by Wolves itself. Wolves Squad has 7 kills for themselves. But can they just make the most out of it? This was a good Scar L and 6 times, but then Hugo has been taken down. Smoker will have to move in backward right now as Evola also goes down out there from Famous. Marvel will have to see what he does as he's just trying destined to finish out the players out there. I think Famous Squad has a really good chance of winning this, but then the zone is not on them. They'll have to get inside the circle. So many teams are contesting inside this area of the circle, as you can see from the drone shot, ladies and gentlemen, as Famous is moving in. They are charging on Team Harsh. What's gonna happen? 4 players make it 3 as Savage comes in from behind, takes on 1 player in the third party and just finishes in an instant as Singzi has gone down. And look at Amara. Amara will have to move in forward. We'll have to see what happens as 3 players of Team Harsh left right now. TPP coming in handy right now. Catboy has had some damage from Mosquito. Will Mosquito bite out here? That's going to be one of my questions, because if it does, that's going to be impressive as he has 3 players on his eyes right now.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be impressive, but once again, the teams are just trying to juke each other around those houses, and now Mosquito, he is in the front line. On the other side, TH, Team Harsh, they have Catboy being the, basically being the entry for their side, but Imperial Batman is trying to fire those random shots from the DP. Is he going to catch anyone off guard? That's not going to happen. But on the other side, Famous, they fall back a little bit. This could actually be a good strategy. They control of a house, but now are in a choke point themselves. And Nate did a lot of damage to one of the players from the side of Famous, dropping Amara really low, down to 20% health. But now Marvel has become the front line. The smoke being popped is going to buy them time to go for the heal. But Amara still not healing. That could be a really bad decision on the other side. Marvel is going to use his first aid kit. And the M249 coming into play. If TH make a single mistake, if they actually charge into this house, Marvel is going to finish all of them in a matter of seconds.
The team has 7 kills of Famous out there, but Marvel has 3 for him in the back right now. Can he make it 6? Can he make it 7 for himself? That's going to be one of the things, because he has a gun that can do the impossible out there. One more smoke popping out from Catboy, obviously just trying to move in forward. Nasty was out there. Gara is out there. We'll have to see as Gara spots some players from behind him. If he does not, then obviously the shots are going to come, and I think it's going to be the end for him as well. Just on 1 HP, barely trying to survive out there. We'll have to see what happens as Savage Wish and Savage Knight. UG7 MU are just trying to move in forward. Marvel out there has started the M249, takes down 1. Yes, he does. 60 bullets, 56 out there for the damage. And the second person comes in, takes down the second as well. Heal him. You need to heal right now, and no reloads should come in handy as you need to get inside the zone. 24 seconds. It takes 14 seconds to revive your teammate, and for you to pop up a heal, you need to use those healings right now. There's a player that is from TH just ready, waiting outside. What's going to happen? 5 teams remaining, and he just finishes one more player. First aid coming in right now. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. You need to move in as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The final second is done right now, and the circle has started moving. This guy with his M249 has to move in. Does not have enough bullets as well. Has 92 right now for his M249. Does a low toss smoke for him, and Gara is waiting. He's ready for it. He has a cover for himself. Will he actually do some damage? That's going to be one of the things. I think he has spotted the player. He's going to go for some shots or not, or he's going to move in. That's going to be a bit of a question. As Smoker goes down from Savage Wish, and Gara gets eliminated from Mosquito, and that will be the end of Team Harsh, and Marvel still survives with the gun of death in his hands right now.
Yeah, Mosquito spotting out Gara with an off angle, but now Savage is right in front of them. Famous, can you deal with this next? Already coming out of fight, pretty damaged. But Wolves, they are going to be taken out as well. And one of the only surviving members from the squad was caught off guard, proning on the ground, and down to the top 3 teams in this one. It's going to be Famous, Imperial, and Savage after going up against each other. But Imperial, one of the man being knocked down by the players from Savage, they are going to be in trouble. Savage Wish, right in the middle of everyone, has taken a knock. Just 2 players from the squad surviving, and one of them is down. That is going to be an unfortunate exit for the squad. But Famous, let's talk about this. 11 kills right now in this game.
Yes, 11 kills. They can make this number up a lot more right now as they are going for grenades, throwables, each and everything that they can go for. If someone steals Wish's kill, that's going to be a different thing as well. And there is just one player from Savage just simply staying out there. Batman and Marvel, they are fighting. This is something really different out there. And a grenade comes into the left-hand side. This can be the end of UG7MUR, and he was just barely surviving out from that grenade. We'll have to see what happens as Mosquito is trying to move in forward from the other direction. He has gone really far away from his team, and I think the kill is coming in Batman's area. No, not yet right now, as the buggy was still saving this guy. He's just bleeding out there while 2 teams are trying to fight from each other, and Batman takes the kill of Savage Wish in himself. One player from Savage is left out there. It's a 3v3v1 situation, ladies and gentlemen, as the 8th circle is gonna end up in less than 15 seconds as we are talking about this. Batman spots him as well, and he goes down, but he also goes down from the other direction. I think Famous can just move in forward right now. The zone is not on either of the teams. Both the teams have to come in that open area of the road, but which team will make it out there first? That's gonna be a bit of a question. 6 kills in the hands of Marvel. Can he make it to 7 or 8 or 9 right now, or more and more throwables and grenades are going to come in handy for him? He has it 3 times, just actually puts up 1 shot and misses all the others right now. He just needs to move in forward. 75 bullets for this guy right now. Spots another player, but one of them is down right now. Will the revive come in handy, or will Batman just stay there as Punisher were going in for it? But then Marvel has been taken on by Batman with a DP. DP was M249. DP comes in handy. Punisher goes down. Marvel, will he be revived, or will Musket go for it? As Musket is just sitting out there trying to take more kills, and just 1 player remaining. Batman with just 20 HP in his hands right now. 2 players move in. Amara has moved in, and that will be the end of the game as Imperial GG makes an exit on the 2nd, and Famous is famous now.
Yeah, Famous is definitely going to be famous. I mean, look at that. What was it? How many kills did they have? Like 14 by the end of it? And that was just perfect, because having the final circle in that sort of an open area, you know the smokes are going to come in, a wall is going to be created. The way Famous sort of countered that situation by the squad that was in front of them was they just spread out. If you're going to try and pop off 3 smokes with gaps in the middle, at least one of us will spot you through the gap, and then we'll just blind fire in the smoke that you're hiding in. Some bullets will hit you.
Some bullets will hit you, but then at that time, most of the bullets were hitting them, and that was like one of the things that actually took them up. And I won't be wrong if I have to say that Famous Marvel is the MVP. Yes, exactly. This guy had 6 kills for himself, 831 damage, and they covered a lot of distance.
Yeah, a lot of distance coming in, 9 kilometers. I mean, it was interesting because once again, as we saw in the early game, the entire eastern side of the map was abandoned, and moving on, all the teams were situated towards the northwestern side, and the circle, where did it end? The southwestern side of the map. So once again, the teams had to rotate in, and it becomes hard to rotate from the Georgia Pole City coming into the main island.
Famous started from Severny. If you remember, they had fight with No Mercy out there. Took down. No, they had fight with another team, and it
was a 3-team fight.
Yeah, 3-team fight, and they eliminated 2 teams almost out of it. Had 5 kills, and that was impressive.
That was actually impressive coming in from that situation, and even in the last few fights as well, wherein they were charging into people's houses. But let's have a look at the top 5 players from the game. It's going to be famous Marvel sitting on the first position with 6 kills, 831 damage. Second position being taken by famous Mosquito with 3 kills, 698 damage. And Imperial's Batman is going to be third, 683 damage. Savage Wish is going to be fourth with 3 kills, 541 damage. And Good Boys Casper is going to be fifth with 3 kills, 488 damage.
Pretty good amount out there. I mean, headshots were not as a necessity in this one. Obviously, the necessity was either get a chicken dinner that was done by famous, and or either you just contest that dinner that was being done by Imperial GG out there with Batman, Punisher, all them on their side. So this was a pretty even game, a good game for a start where you need to understand the gameplay of your opponents.
Yeah.
So now players have kind of known that which might be a sniper, which might be a passive player, which might be a medic, which might be the entry fragger. So those things are understood well by the opponents. I think the next game might just turn each and everything.
Yeah, the next game is definitely going to be a weird one. But for now, let's have a look at the standings for this game and see how the other teams did. Because number 1 is going to be famous with 34 points coming in for their side. Imperial is going to be on the second position, 19 points. Wolf Squad is going to be on the third, 16 points. Followed by Savage Hunter on the 4th, Team Harsh on the 5th, Good Boys 6th, 7th being taken by No Mercy, and the 8th position is going to be given to Dream Team.
I mean, this was impressive. The top 8 were out there, but then it was a bad game for the first team to get eliminated. That was SYG, and Zero Death was also out there on the 13th position. Rogue Nation on the 12th. Vincent, I mean, this team had a really good start. They just popped out 1 kill in that fight, but then they were eliminated on the 18th. MT was out there on the 10th position, and Exodus on the 9th one. So this, if we have to look at all the teams right now, these teams, they have that scope of doing the homework right now. As the comebacks are easy right now. You have 1 point, your enemies have 6, 7, 8, 9 points. You can go for an impressive comeback in the next coming game. So we'll have to see if a team just tries and goes for it, or if the team that has learned most with their experience of the first game just gets another.
Definitely that is going to be a question, but once again, I think if famous actually have a couple of more games like this one or a Wrangle, I think they can go ahead and put up a really good fight against Team Gravity, because Gravity was playing with consistency, and one thing about Gravity was they weren't getting that many kills. It was all the placement points that they were getting. They would get a few kills, but famous this time around look like they are a pretty aggressive team, and that could actually work out in their favor, because the way they were rushing in, that was pretty tactical. Like, you see one guy, you send 3 to kill him, one guy, you send 2 to kill him, always outnumber them and outdamage them in that way. So that could work out for them, but once again, there are downsides as well. If you actually charge in on a team that's already engaging in a combat with another squad, and there is, imagine, hypothetically, there's another squad that's waiting for the third party, because sounds attract teams, and there is always a possibility of a third party unless you are fighting in an isolated military island like the one in this game. So if that is happening, and if famous actually go charging in, then they are basically putting them at a really, really bad, risky situation wherein they could actually be taken out. But that is all just speculation.
Those are all speculations. Those are all the things that people, the players, the warriors of this field kind of need to understand. It depends on the mentalities, as well as the next map is gonna be a Sanhok, so we'll have to see how the game just shifts its pace.
Yeah, we have to see how the game is going to change, because the next game is going to be played on Sanhok, and that is going to happen after a short break. We'll be right back. You guys stay tuned and keep watching. Hello everyone and once again welcome back to PMCO 2020 Spring Split Wildcard Group Stages Day number 2, and we are done with the first match that was played on Orangle. Moving on, the next game is going to be on Sanhok, and in the last game, they became famous. What an amazing gameplay coming in from the entire squad.
They had Marvel, they had M249 out there, and that was just marvelous from that particular guy. Like, dropping out shots. When he had 3 kills, there were 3 players alive.
Yeah.
I said, can he make it to 6? He was like, wait,
Okay.
I'll show you something. And that was just more than incredible, to be honest. But then, now there comes a thing that this team has something on their shoulders. It is to continue the legacy of the first game. I mean, if this team can do it in one game, this team can do it in the other one. But the road is difficult. As between a team and a chicken dinner, 16 or 15 more names, 15 more teams are standing out there.
Yeah, definitely. And that is going to cause trouble because the other teams now, they know who they have to beat. They know what's the benchmark for today, and that was set by Famous. But in the game of Sanhok, the playstyle is going to be different than Erangel because a lot of grass, a lot of greenery coming in, and with that comes a lot of snakes. So the pace of the game on Sanhok has been slowed down in the new meta, and that is something that you have to be careful about because we saw this in the last game in itself, wherein you are charging in 2 people behind the car, but you do not notice the third one that's lying on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, those are some weird things out there. But then the thing is that the game of Sanhok will be right in front of you guys, and that has grass. So we'll have to see what happens in that as the plane trajectory, guys. Hatin to Lakavi. Bhan, I mean, players don't go there, but yeah, Bhan is a good area. Camp Bravo, Paradise Resort, Khao, Mongnai, Boot Camp, obviously. Who forgets that thing? Camp Alpha. We'll have to see which team goes there, or will Boot Camp and Paradise be contested? Kampong can be a good area. You can go to Cave if you want to, because and Painan as well. One good thing about this map of Sanhok is all the areas are accessible. There's a thing, wave glide technology. You can glide till 1800 meters and more if you want to go for that, and you'll be landing really good with that thing. And MT, I think, is going to Alpha, and along with is Dream. So we'll have to see if the early engagement comes in between 2 names. But team number 12, that is Dream, is actually flying to some other location. But MT has started their fall. And no mercy, the invited team out there is uncontested in bootcamp.
Look at this. A lot of teams heading over to that Lakhave area.
Yeah.
That is sort of weird, but the circle is on the northern side of the island.
Paradise is going to be the area. Like, you guys should have chosen that in the early stages. But I mean, now the major factor is how the teams are going to rotate to them, because early fights have started. You can see team number 7, that Camp Bravo team, they have started putting some shots on the map. So we'll have to see what happens, as Engineers was looking ready for a fight out there. But then team number 9, that is Exodus. Exodus is also looking really good for a fight, as they can contest in the bridge out there. But the bridge and them, these teams like Zero Death is out there right in front of bridge area. We'll have to see what happens if the fights actually continue. But then there is one player, Smoker, from team number 8, that is Wolf Squad. He's just sitting out there in docks, all alone, looting all of that area. That means he has an impressive loot out there.
Yeah, Ghost. Wait.
That's no land, brother. But
all right. Okay, we just have to see what sort of strategy the guy is going to come in with. But now he's going to have to swim all the way to shore. But for now, he's not even moving. Wait, what was happening?
He's not going to swim. I don't think so. The guy likes to swim or something like that. But on the other hand, look at this. Dream team out there. And Negroni is looking really good with his loot out there. I mean, he does not have a backpack right now. The guy is good with just SLK. I mean, SLK, impressive damage, has 24 damage per pallet. And that's a really good thing. In the close range, you can just pop ahead if the shot goes right. Even the level 3 helmet and vest does not don't save you in the extremely close range combats. But then Painan, an impressive area. If I'm not wrong, this is BTR's area if we talk about the global competition. And that area, if a team is out there looking like this, and I think if this team, at the end qualifies, we'll have to see how the fights actually stand. Because each and every team, each and every region, and each and every team has their particular area to fight to start their fights with. But then the major factor is how do the fights actually end. And Ghost will be the first person to be turning into a crate out there. And Prince out there with his QVZ and his SLR. Let's see if SLR comes into the equation in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, that is going to be an important gun coming in as well. Because in Sanhok, even though the map actually has a lot of close range combat situations, even in those ranges, close range damage with a DMR, with a shotgun, with a sniper. That is just brutal if you compare it to what an Uzi would do. Yeah, the rate of fire is definitely going to favor the SMG. The mobility is going to favor the SMG, but the damage is definitely going to rely on these heavier guns. But coming back to talking about heavier things, one of the heaviest places in the game is going to be boot camp. And as we all noticed, No Mercy had free reign over the entire area, and they're going to be pretty much happy about it. But once again, Ocean, as we saw on the mini map, most of the teams right now are on the eastern edge of the map. But once you start rotating towards Paradise Resort, apart from Paradise Resort, the entire area is quite open, and those ridges will come into so much play. They are going to matter for so much protection, so much information. Oh, but right now, Dream Team spotting out players from the side of Exodus, but Kusal was the one who took down the player from Dream Team, cooking up that nade without any cover. That was not a wise choice.
Yeah, I mean, that was something that they'll have to look at it once again. But as of now, if anything, I think that Kusal is looking really good in his area. He's in M4. He has a really good gun. And on the other hand, one of the players has a vector from the other side. But look at this. Dream Team is moving in forward. They now have the information that there are just 2 players of Exodus. These 3 can easily and will try to manage and take the fight against 2 players. We'll have to see how the fights actually go. But then the major factor is that Exodus, and you can see this guy cooking up a grenade. Will the second grenade do some damage against Dream Team right now? No, it does not. As of now, this is going to be something different, but then we'll have to see once again how the games and how the pace actually changes. But look at this Exodus. Ani is once again trying to move forward. 3 players from Exodus, 3 players from Dream Team, and 1 single player of Dream Team. I don't think so that he's getting a revive any sooner right now.
Yeah, that is just going to be unfortunate for the team. Losing a player in these early stages. First 6 minutes and already 1 man being taken down. But now Dream Team, they are going to look to retaliate. They are going to look to get the revenge. But, oh, they do get one. Prince with that amazing shot coming in with that QBZ is going to knock down one of the players from the side of Exodus. The revive could actually happen, but the player is so low, bleeding right now. But once again, even now, Exodus, the team that were playing with 3 people are down to 2. One of the players being knocked out in those warehouses. And can he make this happen? He has the Uzi, the shots being fired, the information being handed over to Mystic that there was a player there. I don't think he noticed Annie, but now he does. And Annie is going to pay for that with his life. He's going to be taken out of this game as well. Exodus, they could be looking to an early exit in this one.
Totally, that was kind of, unfortunate out there for the team right now. But the major factor is that, you see, Exodus has just 1 player out there for themselves. Can this 1 player pull off a miracle? As you can see, Dream Team's players have gotten were trying to revive each other, but then the revives just fell short as 2 players have been knocked out. So that was just like one bad decision that just came out, and the 3rd player was coming, and that will also go down. This player is going for a 1v4 right now. Spots the 4th player as well. Will a 1v4 come in handy? He has 40 bullets. 1v1 situation right now. The Sandhawk Snakes are coming in handy right now. Has a vector. He uses those 19 bullets. Actually switches to 23 once again to the 19 bullets. We'll have to see. Will Kusal go for it? Has 33, and I think this will be the first 1v4 out here, as this guy has 4 kills for his team and himself when his team was not even present out there.
Now that is an impressive play coming in from the side of Exodus. I mean, you lose your teammates and still you wipe out an entire squad by yourself. Get those 4 kills and come back alive. But on the other side now, this one Ocean, this is going to be even more intense because it's going to be Imperials going up against Team Harsh. And Harsh, they are in a tough situation. 2 of the players were knocked down. One of them is getting a revive right now, and the revive did get in. Catboy, he is still quite low. And in these early stages, if you do not have the heals, then you can't take more than 1 fight. Catboy, with those bandages coming in, is going to heal up slowly and steadily. But now Imperial, they have the cover on their side. Team Harsh, I think the better decision right now is going to be to disengage as safely as they can. Nitro just takes 1 nasty shot to his face. Is going to be dropped down to 40% health.
His helmet has been damaged, a level 1 helmet, and the Molotovs are coming in handy right now. It's because, see, the factor is they are trying to throw all the utilities that they can. And this grenade, I think that was a grenade, and that was a bad nade or anything. If it's a smoke gun, nope, it is a grenade. It was a bad throw of a grenade. And I think now all they can do is either move backward or they can just stay at their position and just try and distract the players, because Nasty needs a revive. and he is not getting a revive anytime sooner. He'll just bleed out right in front of the eyes of his teammates, and after that they can just go for a distraction because see, your plan A failed. One of your players, you tried to take him out right front for an entry frag or something. That plan failed as 4 players had a really good fielding. So the plan B can be just let one player go backwards, and he has also been spotted by Ray as he was trying to go with his vector spray. I'm seeing a really good meta out here. In Sanhok, mostly players rely on vector as compared to Uzi. Why? Because scope capabilities are also present with the gun.
Yeah, once again, but that is just going to be used in a situational scenario. But for this time, I think Ray is still looking to spot out the players from the side of Team Harsh. And the fight has just come to a standstill, Ocean. We are seeing a lot of Cold Wars wherein there should be one team sitting with a clear advantage. Imperials just being a little bit too careful at this point. I think Team Harsh with the QBZ, if Imperials actually step out even for 1 second. Oh no, Harsh, they are being backstabbed by Savage now.
Savage did the first backstab in the wrangle as well to the team, and they are ready for it. This time, this is for Team Harsh. I mean, this team is incredible when they just want to go for a stab, and this time M24 obviously comes in handy, and that was really, really good. But we'll have to see how the games actually matter, how the games actually go, as right now Savage is trying to move in backwards, and we'll have to see. See, the circle is coming in right now. The circle has to move in for a bit of a downward shift, and how the circle goes and how the circle rotates, the game actually changes each and everything out there. And look at the circle shift.
But the circle, yeah, it is on the main island right now. Teams in Khao, they are going to be careful. Tartmonk, there is one team present there. It's going to be 0 death. And empty, look at this. They rotated from the camp Alpha Island and now making their way to the main circle. But the good thing for them is that there is no one there in their rotation. And on the other side, Savage, they are still looking over to the side of Imperial, but they have wiped out one squad that was there. It was Team Harsh. So Imperial, they are going to be pretty much aware that they have to not just wait for one fight, but the next one as well. On the other side, Wolves losing one player. Oh, SYG missed. That was a bad idea. You saw 2 players running in. Why would you just rush in after knocking down one? What is happening over here? Hydra is going to be taken out from the side of SYG, and Wolves, the team that was engaged upon first, the team that lost their one player first. Now they are looking to retaliate. Mew, he is still knocked down. So SYG has lost one of the players, and by lost, I do not mean being knocked down. He has been taken out of this game.
He has just been taken out in this game right now. We'll have to see how the game moves in forward right now. As Smoker, you guys can see, he has a 5.56 loot right now in his hands. And Virus goes down as the VSS comes in the equation right now. And he will be, and I think the whole squad, yes, SYG is the second squad to get eliminated out here on 15th spot, as Wolves, with all their 4 players surviving with an impressive gun power, to just take that fight in their hands. And look at this. VNG, team number 7 out here just ready for a fight. And we'll have to see if Samjana takes this fight, because being solo out here in this ordinary fight, I mean, they have their players right behind them, but then the players are slowly and steadily just knocking out, and Thug was out there. Wish can actually go for a grenade right now. If he cooks his grenade in the proper direction, if he goes for a jump grenade, the jump grenade can do the damage, not the normal one, but then the players are moving. I think the players will be in the proximity. It can do some damage, but not a lot. No, it does not do any damage, as it was not a jump grenade. And the Thug, I think Thug also goes for this. One more player of VNG just went out there. So it's just 2 players remaining, and one of them got a revive back to the 3-player equation. And look at this thing. Wish is moving in forward. The person that almost ended No Mercy, but now he's on the verge of ending right now. Snitch is out there. Will Snitch go for a golden Snitch? Yes or no, that's going to be something, as Snitch has spotted some players, and UG7 also goes down. Snitch is the lone survivor from the team right now, as one of the players is still far behind DDZZ. Will DDZZ spot some players? He has spotted some players. He's going for cover fires right now. As Snitch takes down the whole team, and Vengeance once again eliminating on the same position as they were done on the previous game. That was quite bad for the team right now.
And it was one of the same teams that were present there as well. It was Savage. Last time Savage sort of disengaged from that entire fight, and Famous was the one who ended Vengeance. But this time Savage were like, alright, you guys are here. These are free kills. We'll just take them for our side. Look at this. In the distance, you see one of the players from Team Harsh's squad mates were taken out a little bit earlier. But now he has to be careful, because The team that did it is right next to him. Savage. Oh, they are closing in. They are closing in steadily but slowly. And it is just one man remaining. But now empty. They are going to make their way into the main island. I mean, they are already there. But from here, the difficulties are just going to grow as good boys are engaging on them. It's Shark, the man who spotted them out with that M4 and the 3X on the gun. Fired some shots, knocked down a couple, but he still has to be careful. The heals are kicking in for the entire team of Empty. They are in a bad situation and scoping out in the open. That's not a good idea. Riti tried to do that and Stacks was making him pay for that. The shots just barely missing the mark, but still managing to drop the player down to around 70% health.
Good boys. Jatha was actually out there for the fight, just looking in to take the fight in his hands. And if he did that, that would have been impressive. But look at this. The circle still on the main major island right now. And this is looking good for Imperials right now. Looking good for Famous. Famous is still sitting in the center right now, waiting for all the teams to just jump in the fight. And that team has the capability to get out of the fight in an impressive way. Wolves was still outside the circle right now, just trying to make their way inside the blue zone of the previous circle. And in just 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen, the circle's going to shift. Fourth circle's going to come, and we are 14 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. 44 people alive, 13 teams remaining, as you guys can see on your screens. This is Good Boys. Good Boys are trying to be really good with their position and their placement points right now. They did decent in the first game, but this game can be a game changer for them as they have spotted Bugatti out there. Will he drive them or will they drive him? That's going to be one of the things because you see out here, that guy, that team has a high ground advantage.
Yeah.
This team is on the lower ground, but this team has much more cover area for them to play with.
And that is always going to be a debate wherein you have to decide. We always talk about this. You have to decide what sort of a situation do the players on your team actually prefer. Do your players prefer to rotate with every single target that they hit? Then the high ground is going to be the place that you want to fight with because a lot more opportunities to rotate. If your players actually like to sit from a window and land those long range shot, cover is the place you go to. But look at this. Talk about things that could go. It is Team Famous, the team that took the chicken dinner in the last game. They are closing in on that squad battle situation, the Cold War that was happening over there, the Mexican standoff, if you say. But now that is going to get more intense because Famous is going to go for the wipeout.
This is a wildcard standoff.
Yeah, this is the wildcard standoff.
The wildcard standoff that's just coming out here. We'll have to see what happens because, see, this is much more dangerous than the Mexican standoff because out here, you get kills for each and every position. You get points for each and every kill out there. So that's like one of the things that each and every team has to look for. And this team is just left with one player.
Yeah.
And so if you're left with just one player, it just changes each and everything for the game. Wherein you had to go to an aggression mode, you're just left to being at a passive mode or stranded at an island out there.
Yeah, Exodus Kuzle,
he's on a vacation. He's on a vacation.
I was about to say that. I said he got a private island for himself. He's on a vacation. He's just going to chill there for a bit. Not for a bit. I think he's just going to stay there.
Look at how good this is. You have a rock. For the cover as well. You have two houses out there just to chill out there and do nothing. And I think Imperials are going to be in a bit of trouble right now as Ray was taken down out there. Savage Wish is trying to move in forward. Savage is looking impressive. They have 7 kills right now. They can be the next famous clan out there or anything because Savage is looking just impressive in the gunfight. 7 kills with 43 people still remaining. You leave their team out of it, 39 people still in the equation. And they have the capability of increasing the kill count as all the 4 players. Oh, I said it soon. One player just dropped down as weapon with his weapon, just goes for it, and Batman takes down 2 players from Savage. That is looking really bad for the team Savage right now as Savage. Now it's a bad situation for the team.
So Imperial and Savage, they were outside quite far away from the Paradise Resort. And how do you get away from a team in open ground and make your entire way to Paradise Resort? How did Imperials do that? That was impressive. But even more impressive was the fact that Savage actually continued to keep the pressure on them. But now RN Goku is going to go in on the player for Savage. The knockdown came in from somewhere else, but the kill is going to be stolen. And Goku is going to be the person who is going to be in trouble next because Team Harsh, they came in. The last remaining man from Team Harsh actually comes in, gets the kill that he can for himself. But the QBC's information has been given away, taking some shots. SNG, how long can you survive? Imperial on the high ground. They are going to know where you are, but the squad from RN, even they are going to come in towards you.
Team Harsh's last player. Singji out there just trying to stay out of the fights right now, because that is gonna be one thing that takes this team to a bit higher, if not a big jump. But then famous Marvel was spotted out there by Good Boys players, and Good Boys just taking no time to just take him down. And I think he kind of needs a revival right now. But then once again, Savage's players trying to move in forward. They lost their 2 players as we were talking, and Wolf Squad is moving in as No Mercy is trying to show a good gameplay out there. This team got eliminated on the 7th position in the previous game, but look at this. 1 player spotted, the 2nd player spotted. No Mercy and IMP taking the fights as they have sandwiched the players, and the kill being stolen in an incredible way by No Mercy. Hugo is just left out there to bleed. His kill can also be stolen if IMP is not at their point. And AWM in the map of Sanhok right now, in these kind of zones and these kind of situations, we'll have to see if that, comes in handy right now. But the major factor is that the AWM is not going to deal as much as of a, thing as the close range weapons, because the Sanhok is barely faster game, and the final circles are yet much more intense where people like to snake in those situations. But IMP is in a cover right now.
Yeah.
They can let NM and WP, like Wolf Squad and NM, fight, and after that IMP can take the better advantage out of that.
Yeah, plus I think IMP, they have to be careful because they can be part of a gatekeeping situation from No Mercy, who are actually doing that. One of the players from the side of Wolf was taken out. Hugo, but Punisher from Imperial is going to catch another one from the side. Savage Snitch being caught off guard is going to be taken down and is going to be finished off. But now Wolves with that AWM in his hands. How much can he do with that? How much can you make it count? Because once again, the AWM is a really, really powerful gun, but you do not get that much ammo with it.
I mean, yeah, but still, I tell you one thing, AWM is not a gun, it's a responsibility.
Exactly.
Each and every gun, each and every bullet counts out there, and that bullet you'll have to go for it. And look at this, the Wolf Squad is right outside the circle. The Wolf Pack is just sitting out there. Can they just maximize their utilizations? That is going to be one of the questions. And Unsolved was also taking shots from the other direction, as I think Shred has found some players, and he's going to go for it as IMP has been spotted out there. Some shots were given, but no shot connected out there, and Shred is moving in forward once again to the circle. Just finds a good area, just finds a good drop location out there for him to be safe right now. And Savage Hunters just exit the game in a hint of seconds right now, and Kill is moving forward. Will he go for the kills? He spots one player, goes for the knocks right now, not the kills, but then that's going to be something. 4x on his M4 is going to be good for the long range space, but then switches to Vector right now for the close range space, as there is Punisher right in front of him, and that grenade can do something. Will it go for it? The guy is right next to you. That was something really, really bad from this side as Punisher was out there. Punisher, the grenade actually falls on him. He has taken down 2 players. Punisher just on 1v1 situation. Uzi can just wreak havoc out there, and yes, it does. Takes down 1 more player. Shred right now, he should be going in for a revive, as there the players are in a bit of cover. But a grenade from their side. I think a grenade is coming. Is that a grenade? Is that a smoke? That's a grenade. That grenade can do anything. The stun comes in. The players are stunned. The players are stunned. The grenade is on a longer edge. That was a bad grenade out there. If that would have been a good grenade, Exodus, that instead of Exodus, NM would have wiped out. Kill is going for a revive right now. He has been revived, and Batman takes down 1 player, but No Mercy is still in the equation as Kill was out there, and now No Mercy makes their exit on the 10th spot.
Yeah, Imperials now coming in towards the play zone on the other side. Look at this. Empty. They are still standing with all 4 of the players alive. And Good Boys, they are going to catch Imperials while they are rotating in towards the play zone. That was so unfortunate. Imperials stuck in a really bad situation. Batman, the only man left standing for the squad. Weapon is so low. He cannot fight this one. He's going to go down in an instant, and I spoke too soon. Weapon is going to take down 1 from the side of Good Boys, but Weapon is going to be knocked out in the next second. Marvel from Famous, he's going to come into play, and Famous once again fighting this one out. They also have all 4 of the players alive, but the difference from then and now is that Famous, they just have 1 kill and have lost 1 player already. 1 player from the side of Good Boy is going to die to the play zone, the blue zone, and Good Boys take an early exit. Wolf Squad is also going to be taken out, and now Swanky Gaming, they are still fighting the blue zone. Imperial, they have made their way in towards the blue zone, right on the edge. 2 players alive, and the heals are gonna come in for Weapon. But how far can Imperials go right now? Empty, they have the high ground. They can watch every single direction, have a 360-degree view for themselves. But this is all gonna matter if they can fight this one out. Bugatti is gonna get a knock, is gonna get a kill, and now Karnik Can he go for the finish on his opponents?
We'll have to see what happens out there. Batman also tries to spot some players, just takes him down in an impressive way. And then the other players were out there. But Imperial, look at this. Outside the zone, does not matter. Will still try to go for the kills. And MT is looking in a bad spot right now as Bugatti was taken down by Sangmu Mighty. We'll have to see what happens as SKG is looking really, really good for a fight right now. Will they go for the fight or will the fights not happen? That's really something. Rogue Nation friendly fires are outside the circle right now. Two players surviving for both the teams. One player is damaged and will be needing a revival. Imperial, the team just goes down and friendly fire also makes an exit. 11 players alive. 5 teams remaining, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The famous squad can be in a bit of danger as just one player is surviving. The team that had an impressive run is just falling short to just one player. We'll have to see what happens. Look at this Ghost just ghosting inside the circle right now, not making any noise. That is going to be something really impossible to go for out there. And Famous's final player has been revealed as his location was taken out. And that will be the end of Famous on 4th position with 4 kills. And MT is looking destined to win as Swanky Gaming also makes an exit. And 3 teams are leaving out there. 3 teams left, 8 people alive, and 1 player is outside the circle. So the fights can concentrate between 2 teams. As you can see, this is going to be a 4v3v1 situation. That one player from Rogue Nation outside the zone right now. It will be a matter of time if we can see him go out. And yes, he did. 4v3 situation. Look at this. Zero Death has 0 points and MT has 9. What's gonna happen? Even if Zero Death gets a chicken dinner, it's gonna be in the hands of MT for the first position. But will that happen as MT is looking really good? They take down one player. A grenade comes in handy. A jump grenade can come in handy, not a normal one. Goes for a normal grenade. It won't cover that distance as that was a more than overcooked grenade. And look at this. A player needs a revive, but no one is reviving him. Why? That's the question. All right, now the touch comes in and the revive is coming in handy right now. But the thing is, Zero Death is outside the circle. That circle is gonna eat them out, and that's gonna be a bad thing for the team right now. They are trying to move inside the zone. All 3 players, first goes down, second goes down, third goes down, and that is the end as Zero Death makes their exit with 0 kills. And MT, I mean, impressive.
Yeah, that was impressive. And another fact, MT started out from Camp Alpha. There was no one there. They had to make their way in towards the main island, and that is a hard rotation because you always see teams sort of position themselves along the banks from where they are going to try and gatekeep and stop teams from entering, because while you're in water, while you're trying to cross those bridges, you are pretty vulnerable. You do not have anywhere to go while you're on the bridge. You can't jump down in the water. You are going to be killed off instantly, and you can't go in the water because swimming is always a risk. You don't get knocked down, you just die instantly. But MT coming in from that situation were pretty consistent with their positioning because the circle was favoring them once they made their way in towards the main island. But once again, there were a lot of fights coming in towards their side as well, and to keep holding your ground for that long, that is commendable for this team.
That is totally commendable. I mean, the way they just, started their fights and their engagements. Obviously, MT was an MVP team, but then there's going to be one player that's just going to stand out of all the equations. And let's just have a look at who was the MVP for this particular game. It's going to be Reed. And this was impressive by this player. 6 kills, 848 damage. 24 minutes of the total survival time. That was how long the match actually went. So they survived till the end, till the last breath. And 4.88 kilometers is the distance. That's like all of the Sanhok is what they have covered in all in all.
But yeah, 6 kills coming in for the player was pretty impressive. But as we all saw, the entire team got a lot of kills. But on the other side, let's talk about this. Savage, they started out quite well. Got third party, died during rotations while running into the circle as well. You need to be aware of your surroundings. We talked about this yesterday as well. You need to be aware of where exactly on the map you are and what sort of a terrain you are surrounded by. Because if you are running through those grass, through those trees, through the woods basically, you can be engaged upon, but the trees are going to be there for cover as well. Do not prone down in the open areas. That's going to be a free kill being given away.
Exactly, that's like one of the things. But then top 5 players out here, the players that actually made an impact, as you can see from MT, 2 players are starting at first and second, with their damage obviously being at the top because 848 was out there for Reed. We talked about this player. But then Bugatti, look at this thing. 4 kills, and out of those 4, it's 3 headshots for this guy. I mean, impressive, bro. That was just impressive. Savage players UG7MUR is out there on the 3rd position with 4 kills for himself. Punisher from IMP obviously making up an impressive appearance. Punisher did an impressive job to eliminate one whole team. I guess that was No Mercy outside the zone, and that was impressive with 4 kills. And one player from Exodus, it was Kussel. He has 4 kills for himself as well.
Yeah, and even this guy was pretty impressive as well, because as we saw, his teammates were taken down. It was a 3-man squad that they were playing with. His teammates were taken down right in front of his eyes, and he still managed to wipe out the squad that did that. So to play from that pressure and to know, all right, I'm so close to dying, it's time to go YOLO now, it's all or nothing to come out alive, that was just impressive as well.
That was more than impressive, if anything. But like, the fact is, this is what Sanhok is known for. This is the beauty of Sanhok. You can take fights with players, you can be a snake out there, but then you'll have to take fight with the zone as well. Some teams fail, some teams do it, but then the teams that do it get a chicken dinner. The teams that fail are on 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So let's actually have a look at which team is standing out where. I mean, I want to see where Zero Death is, because they had kind of had 0 kills. So what is their position right now? Oh, they are still sitting on 2nd with no kills. I mean, alright, this is a good thing.
Yeah, Imperials, if they had just one more kill, they would have been 2nd, but Zero Death with 0 kills on the 2nd position. But Empty this time with 32 points to their name. They are the first one. 12 kills coming in for the team. Imperial is going to be 3rd. 13 points. Rogue Nation on the 4th. Famous is going to be 5th. Savage Hunter comes on the 6th position. Wolf Squad is 7th. And Swanky Gaming is going to be on the 8th spot.
Yeah, these are the top 8, ladies and gentlemen, on your screen. On the 8th spot with 7th position was Swanky Gaming. But then if we'll have a look at the teams that, made an early exit. No Mercy was out there on the 9th position. Friendly Fire on the 10th. Exodus on the 11th one. Good Boys on the 12th, and Dream Team on the 13th, Team Harsh on the 14th, Vengeance on the 15th, and Team SYG2 on the 16th. I mean, 15 and 16 have 1 points each. 14 has 2 points, 3 points for the 13th team, and after that 5 and 6 for the teams on 9th, 10th, and 11th and 12th. So this was really good. Friendly Fire also had 0 kills, but then there is that team Zero Death that has just I mean, impressive amount of kills. Not kills, sorry, impressive amount of position points, and kills were being taken by the teams that were on the 1st position and either on the 3rd position. So this is one beauty, like I was talking, this is the beauty of the game. Even if you need a position, you have to play with that immense, brain power, if not the kill power, that you sit on 2nd and no team can contest that spot for you. That is just an impressive thing by Zero Death.
Yeah, that was an impressive thing, and in the start of the day, we thought they were going to have 0 death, but still, actually, going
they took
for
0 death from the others, but still they are at a good position.
Yeah, that was what I was about to say. Is a passive play style coming in from the team, and still managing to score a lot of points in the points table, but we will have to see as to how that is going to affect their overall standings, because after all, points are going to be points. Chicken dinners, yeah, they do matter in one game, but in the longer range, points are just going to be points. Even without chicken dinners, you can make a good standing. You can qualify for the future tournament. So that is going to be something that's going to that's going to keep the team on their toes till the group stages are over.
That's totally true. Like, because these are the things that are gonna matter from all the things. So let's just have a head-to-head of what position 2 did, what Zero Death did that Imperial, kind of lagged in this particular match, or what Imperial did that Zero Death needs to, see at. 8 kills were out there for Imperial, and 0 deaths were taken by Zero Death, and the damage was 1800 by the whole of the team, and there was 327. I mean, it's less than 4 people being wiped. Like, for a full squad to be wiped, you at least need a 400 damage or something. Healing was 521, healing was 380. That was equivalent to the damage out there. The distance was pretty much traveled in an impressive way by Zero Death. Like, they traveled all in all. Like, each and every player had a proper run from themselves.
Yeah.
Look at one thing. Zero Death, clan from hell. That's their motto.
I like the logo as well. It's like pretty cool logo coming from the team. And as you said, 0 kills, 0 headshots, 0 grenade kills coming in for the team Zero Death. On the other side, as I was saying, this sort of reflects a hyper passive play style. Because you just end up rotating the entire time, you just end up being safe, hiding in those compounds, and just running away from fights until the later stages of the game. That is a strategy, but how far can you go away with it? Because
Yeah.
eventually there is going to be one of those teams that is going to come in and start challenging you. Their entire objective is going to be to get these free kills that are running around the map.
Totally. I mean, it all comes to those minor things, how you are running, how you're rotating, how you're moving. I mean, see, Zero Death had a chance of fights as well. But then the fact was their rotations were kind of late as other teams kind of, engaged in one and the other, and they just, kind of were left out and they just died on themselves, and all those things were the stuff that was happening. But one game, Zero Death had a bad game.
Yeah.
The other game, they come out good, not with the kills, but with the position. The third game might be theirs with the kills as well.
Yeah, that can definitely happen because the third game is going to be Miramar. And if you like to stay safe, if you like to travel, Miramar is definitely going to be your map. It is a big map, 8x8, and a lot of deserted areas. It is an entire desert, the map.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful because Miramar is where the snipers shine. And you have to get those high ground advantages for yourself. But that is going to happen after a short break. We'll be right back. You guys stay tuned and keep watching. Hello everyone and welcome back to PMCO 2020 Spring Split Wildcard Group Stages. We are moving on to match number 3. The first game of Angle was done where Famous stood out above everyone. The second game of Sanok was for Team Empty. But now it's time for Miramar, and who is going to get the chicken dinner this one? My name is Varun Super Johnny John, being joined on the desk by Ocean Sharma again.
I mean, if anything, I'll say the second game was whoever's, but the major factor was Zero Death out there. But, I mean, they impressed by not having an impressive stuff on there. That is the kills. Like they were trying to do something good with the guns department, but then they were like, who needs guns? Let's just go for the position or something. And that was also really good. But then Imperial would like to come back, if anything, because in the previous game they were third. Let's just leave the previous game on the other side and see all over where the teams are. And Gravity, obviously, the unfazed team out there on the first position, 79 points for them, 47 placement points and 32 kill points. Lord Nepal on the second, no chance on the third out there. Watch my gameplay on the fourth, WMGX Cloud on the fifth. Okay, so in top 5, only no chance is that team that does not have a chicken dinner. Other than that, all the other teams have one for the bank right now. And Famous is the 6th team from today, making out an appearance out there with their 2 impressive gameplays. And one of them has been a chicken dinner for themselves. Pain Gaming has dropped down. They were 6th yesterday. Right now, they are 7th. Empty with a chicken in their hands are on the 8th position as of now.
Yeah, now moving on to the next 8, we will also have an interesting picture because Zeus Esports is going to take the drop to the 9th spot. 4 Angry is going to be 10th. Imperial GG climbing all the way to 11th after just 2 games being played. That is just impressive from the side. Way to conquer right now, sitting on the 12th spot. Wolf Squad is going to be 13th. Savage Hunter 14th. No Chance is going to be 15th. Andromeda is going to be 16th. But now, as we move on from here, is where the trouble begins for the teams. Because that fourth quarter is going to be interesting. Mysterious on the 17th, 20 points. Khash is going to be on the 18th, 16 points. Black Team is going to be 19th with 15. Zero Death on the 20th position, 15 points. Rogue Nation is going to be on the 21st position with 14 points. And look at the Zero Death. They have 15 points and still at 0 kills.
They have 15 points. I mean, that's like one thing that matters. They had 14 from the previous game of the second position and 1 point from the first game, and still they are in the top 20. That seems like a good thing. Good fellows out there, good boys out there on 22, 23, and No Mercy on the 24. But then after this comes, the danger zone. The teams that, kind of need to be prepared for each and every scenario that will be out here. No doubt there are teams that are not playing today. They might be out in this one, as Line of Sight is out there. On the 32nd, SYG had a bad run out there on today's game. Vengeance had a bad run. Friendly Fire, Swaggy Gaming, Dream Team, Team Hush, and Exodus. These teams still have their chances. I mean, each and every team has the chances, but then we'll have to see how the chances actually collide as we are kind of into the game, ladies and gentlemen. And as we are talking, I think the playing path is going to be right in front of you in a little while. As you can see, from La Cabrera to Puerto Paracia, Los Leones is a pretty amazing area. Pecado, San Martin, Hacienda, El Pozo. Big names actually coming out there, and I mean, Chumasera is also going to be there, so we'll have to see where the teams drop. And I think a team is going to Ruins for the first time. Is that happening as one team is out there?
I think so. This is going to be interesting. No one goes to Ruins. There's nothing there except for like one building in the center.
We already love you.
This is history in the making. Rogue Nation heading over towards the Ruins area, and that could be interesting because if the circle actually forms to the northwestern part of the map.
I want a camera on Rogue Nation. I want to see which buildings are there in the ruins, because no one has actually seen that place. No, to be honest, this is for the first time in the history of PUBG Mobile Esports, to be honest, if a team is going to ruins, because the circle does not go there, and that area is the most cutted out area from all the whole of the map.
It's been cut out of the map.
Yeah, that too. and look at all the other teams. No Mercy out there going for Picado. That's a really good thing. Lost is also going to have a cluster of 2 or 3 teams out there. As you're going to see team number 14, team number 18, team number 12 actually just, flying around on those areas. And Imperial going out there on the Chumasera area. That's going to be something. But then this is going to be an interesting fight as a circle. Okay, that is an impressive circle on the other side.
Yeah, but now Wolves and MT engaging in combat in the early stages of the game. Who's going to come out on top? Early stages, you have to go for the heals. One of the players from the side of Wolves, Smoker, he has been dropped low right now, sitting at 40% health. On the other side, the entire squad for MT is pretty healthy. If they have the guns, if they have the utility, they can go charging in towards the Wolves players and take them out one by one. Just free early kills coming in for the entire squad. But for now, this game in these early stages is going to come down to a standstill, or is it not, as SKG Leo is going to engage upon the players from the side of Team Harsh. One player being dropped. That was a wraparound coming in from these boys, and now they are going to have to take this fight because they can't disengage. This is going to be an open area fight. There is nowhere to run. Team Harsh, how fast can you retaliate? Two players in that house, one on the first floor, but SKG, they are closing in slowly and steadily.
Look at this. Actually, in the previous game, Team Harsh's players, Singji had an impressive kill count for themselves, for the team as well. We'll have to see, can they just, turn each and everything around them. That's going to be one of the things that needs an answer right now as SKG is moving forward. But Gara can actually change everything if Gara has a gun. I don't think so Gara has found a gun right now, so the better part will be just to stay back. And look at that. SKG Ghost has an M16 just staying it out there. And look at this. Gara is going to be engaged in a fight, and Gara will be taken down because a UMP comes into the equation and Leo just eliminates Gara from the server. And I think Team Harsh is gonna be in a bit, not in a bit, in a lot of trouble, as 19 bullets of that Vector can just change everything. Right now 19 just opens up the door, and this is gonna be bad, as that was a bad movement out there. Ghost is trying to move in forward, has 24 bullets in his M16, should be knowing that there is a player out there with an Uzi, and Uzi is once again in the hands of Singji. We'll have to see if Singji actually goes for it, as there are players trying to give an adequate firepower. And last 19 bullets, we know Singji has 19 bullets. Singji, the opponent does not know. So those 90 bullets, can those 90 bullets take down two players? The players are moving in forward, and one player down, the second player down, and both the players have been taken down. Impressive. In the final bullet, Singji took down both the players. Two players with the 19 bullet spray, and one more vehicle coming in. Singji has no guns, nothing. We know it. The opponents does not. That is how you play with the minds of the opponents. Impressive playing out there for leveling the even field. The moment when we thought that Team Harsh is gonna be exited out of the server, they just played the game on the other direction. That was just an impressive gameplay by this player.
Yeah, and Swanky Gaming, the one player that was left standing, he's just gonna get out of there. The other two, they are gonna bleed out. They are gonna die slowly, and Key, the only man alive from his team, is now gonna go passive. But mate, you do not want to die with a car blast while you flip it around.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that you should not be doing out there, because you're the solo survivor. And after that, this player is also going to end. Look at him. He has dropped each and everything. These guys don't know. I mean, the opponents of Team Harsh does not know it, that this guy also has a first aid for the players that were taken down previously. Yeah, just take that first aid. But then they were like, no, we'll just leave you out there. We don't even want your kill right now. You'll just bleed out. Because see, this is one of the things. You play with the games of your enemies. You play mind games with your enemies, and if your enemy actually falls in that thing, it's a spider's web. You try to entangle yourself, you just go more and more inside.
And that was the kill coming in for all the players of Team Harsh. 3 kills being earned within the first 5 minutes of the game. That started out what looked like a good engagement for Swanky Gaming. But talking about good engagements, it's going to be MT taking down players from Wolves. But now Wolves, they are retaliating. 2 players from the side of MT being taken down as well. Wolves, all the people are left standing. Just Hugo, he has been killed already. And Mio with that Uzi. It is going to be brutal in close ranges. Bugatti is right next to him, and if Bugatti decides to charge in, then Mo is actually going to destroy him with that SMG in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, that is going to be one of the things as it's going to happen, as Bugatti had an impressive. See, MT had an impressive first the previous run of Sanok. We'll have to see if they can just continue that run, or will Squad go for it. They go and hunt. As I think one player from MT goes down, as Car 98 comes into the equation right now, and obviously if it's a Carbiner, it's gonna be out there, as Bugatti is trying to loot the player that they ended. But World Squad is still ready. A grenade is being popped up, and this grenade can take down one player. As the grenade is coming in, Bugatti took some damage, would like to go back, and goes down from his own grenade. That was bad, and the grenade sound comes into the ears of the opponents, and they're going to just move in forward and are going to take this kill. But read, with the M16 and AKM, Can they just change everything? That's going to be a bit of a question.
Yeah, that was just a bad peeking grenade being thrown, being attempted to being thrown, but it was backfired, as we have seen this earlier as well. If you flinch while throwing a grenade from a corner of a building or from a corner of a window, you are gonna pay for that with your life, because as you are falling back, the nade can bounce off the wall and come back. But on the other side, look at this. Good boys, they are being charged upon, but one of the players was dropped already. SYG not looking in a good spot. Myth, he is running out in the open. And can Good Boys capitalize on this situation? Tha, with that UMP, can you get the kill? He has his teammates right behind him, and Myth is decided that Viper, he has to be the front line. Do they not have the heals? Not deciding to heal once again, sitting at 10% health. 15% health for now. Viper, he's going to be in so much trouble if... Oh, the nade came in at the position Viper was just standing a couple of seconds ago. Oh boy, Viper was so lucky with that one.
I mean, it was just a hint of pixels or anything. That's like one of the things that happened, and I would like to see what happens as Good Boys are trying to move in forward. And on the other side, MT is also being cornered by two different directions from just one squad. Obviously, that's Soul Squad, and Reed is the lone survivor and has been spotted. The team that got a chicken dinner gets an exit on the 15th spot. Quite unfortunate, but yeah, if it works, it works for the opposite squad.
Hey, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And that is something that Good Boys, they are gonna go with this one. But look at this. Two players from the SG on the high ground right next to them. They are going to try and fight this one out. I think they were spotted as well by Casper, but he is deciding still to stick on Myth and Viper, the players that are separated from the teammates. If you can actually, if they get isolated, which they are going to be taken down, and Myth is going to be taken down. Viper, the only man left standing, well, him. He's going to be knocked out as well, and two easy kills coming in for the squad of Good Boys.
Really easy, as they tried to corner the players from all the directions, just surrounded them, and then it was just like an amoeba engulfing its opponents in an easier way. And the smoke comes in right now. The smoke is obviously for their cover, so that they don't get spotted from the Ridge game that Miramar is famously infamous for. And the first circle is slowly and steadily coming in on the exit right now, as the second circle is about to be made. We'll have to see. A Savage's player is outside the circle. Imperial is still outside the circle. And circle shifts to Lost Leonis. This is a big one. This is a good shift, as less amount of people are inside the zone right now. The players have to move from the left hand and from the top. And you can see Team Harsh's players out there. You can see Zero Death out there. And Vengeance can actually have the airdrop to themselves. The airdrop that is coming, it's right close or right next to Vengeance squad. We'll have to see what is present in that airdrop, but then Wolves is still outside the circle. AWM, the gun that is needed out in these kinds of fights. Let's see who actually gets that, who actually feasts on the gun. The gun that is just one shot and the crate forms. That capacity of this gun, we'll have to see which player is gonna dance out in the kill feed.
Yeah, definitely. And talking about dancing, we did see a players have been dancing and denying kills as well. So that is also an interesting strategy. If you know that you are the only man alive for your squad, you do not want to give away kills, there is no way for you to survive, just die to the blue zone.
Yeah, I mean, see, what happens is everyone is, in the competition, in the playground, everyone is an enemy at that situation.
Exactly.
They don't want to give it. I mean, for sure, these guys, they know each other. They might be friends. As the community is growing, each and everyone is friends after the battle happens. But when the battle is going on, everyone is an enemy. So it matters for each and every team. Maybe their team can actually go to the better position if they don't give the kill. So all those things actually matter. Even a single decision, every small decision that you take is going to matter, as Gansky is trying to move in forward. And I think Imperial's Ray has been spotted, but Goku goes down as the counter fire comes in from Ray's direction, and I think that's going to be an easier kill. And No Mercy's players are looking in a bit of trouble right now, as they lose one player, and Imperial once again, Punisher and Weapon just looking in for a fight. We'll have to see what happens when the fights are going to commence once again, because this is just the second circle. 11 minutes into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Make it 12, make it 13, make it 14, but when the circles are going to come, these things are going to happen more and more. As you can see, the crates are being found, and another player can actually go down as Dream Prince is trying to move in forward. He has spotted one player, just took some shot, but then the player was not in the proximity. But this player was in proximity. The Uzi does the work, And this was amazing. For the first time, I'm seeing Vengeance actually taking out the Vengeance, and they are popping out some heads. But then the cover fires are coming in handy right now. The cover fire from Dream Team is coming in handy. Takes down one player in an impressive final shot, and the second one as well. Vengeance is looking in a bad situation right now. Two players down, make it third as the third player is about to fall right now. But he spots one player, just goes down, and that will be the end of Vengeance. The bad run is not stopping, and some other team, probably Dream Team, is going to take a hold of that AWM right now.
Yeah, but while all of this was going on, Famous actually managing to connect, managing to come in contact with the players from the side of Team Harsh, and are right now wreaking havoc on them. Famous once again can actually go for the top standings and can contest Team Gravity. But for that, they have to be consistent, because in the last game, the consistency sort of fell apart, wherein they took an early exit instead of actually making it into the top 2, the top 3. But now, the second airdrops brings with it the Groza, the level 3 armor, helmet, backpack, and the extended mag. But now, the circle is gonna shift again. Where is it gonna go? Oh, Los Leones. That's gonna be an impressive area to fight with, because now the teams, either they can go in towards those open mountains towards the right side, or they can stick towards the left where all the compounds, all the houses are, and risk it with fights. Fights are going to happen either way. So either you fight in the open with the mountains on the high grounds, or either you fight with the safety of those houses, the buildings that are present.
We have seen fights like this actually happening out on those areas, and look at this. I mean, you can go in these areas, you are still uncontested by any other team, but when the fights are going to come, that's going to be something that, you know, the bikes are not going to help in those situations. So if anything, I think right now is a time to find a vehicle that, you know, supports you, because the road, it's kind of, you know, topsy-turvy. It just topples you down in a hint of seconds. So that's just, you know, gonna change anything. And yeah, these kinds of vehicles are really good. And M4s and all those things, like the good guns, are gonna be really impressive, as you can go for long range sprays, or obviously some players have AWMs and all those things. Full squad is moving forward to take down one kill in their hands, and I think they will be much more successful. But then the fight is not stopping yet.
The fight is not going to stop, and Wolf Squad Exodus is going to take an early exit from the game as well, and he was taken out. Once again, Exodus, the way they are playing this one, I think they should actually be adapting or switching over to the style of Way to Conquer, another team with just 3 players in the squad. So play a hyper passive game if you have to, because for teams that are lacking enough players, for teams that are not playing with 4 squad mates, it's going to be those consistent placement points that are going to matter, because unless you fight every single interaction that you have with enemy team, unless that interaction happens with perfect execution of your combat, you are not going to come out on top. You're constantly going to lose players with every single fight, and you do not want that, because the later you go, the more aggressive the teams get, the closer you are to each other, the more engagements you're going to get in. And in those situations, having all 4 people alive is going to mean you're going to have a lot of cover coming in.
Okay, so this is a cave out there in Los Leones, and previously when Miramar newly came, this was a really big deal.
Yeah.
This cave was a really big deal, and this is for the first time I think I'm seeing a fight on both the ends of the cave. I've never seen this happen. I have never actually experienced a tournament fight happening out there, and you can see Savage was out there alongside one more squad. We'll have to see, you know, which team comes out of this one, because I don't know what's gonna happen, as Rogue Nation is also looking really good for a fight, but there's a big but, that will this fight, you know, engage into one thing, or if the circle shifts out of those areas, will the squads be surviving? Because if you are, exactly, are you gonna survive that fight? Because right now all the players are outside the circle. They want to fight or they don't want to fight. I don't think so. The no is the answer, as they are just moving in away, charging out, and the zone is open. There is not even a single building that can give you a cover in that zone. Only the ridges, only your vehicles are going to be something that is going to give you adequate cover, but third parties will be a big stuff out there.
Yeah, and talking about vehicle covers, those are pretty important as well. The downside to them being created is the fact that you have to rotate with all 4 players in 4 different cars, and you can basically be putting yourself at a risk. But now, the player from SK Gaming still just lying there, Swanky Gaming. And now, as you said, Ocean, the circle is out in the open. The ridges are going to be there, but the mountain is going to be there as well, right in the middle. And if you can get control of the top, you can fight the teams coming in towards your direction. But look at this Dream Team, one of the players being knocked down, zero death. Are they going to get themselves another kill? They are sitting at one this time around, a little different from the first two games that they played. And Bikram is going to jump over the rock, finds the player that was knocked down, and is going to finish him off quite easily. But now they have to be careful as well, because Zero Death Prince, with that AWM in his hands, is going to look to get revenge for his teammate. The head was spotted, but the shot was not fired. And the nades being thrown by the players of Imperial to the players of Wolves are going to put them in a little bit of more pressure situation. Oh, Dream Team, they got charged from back. They are being engaged upon by Good Boys. Good Boys get one. Can they get another one? It's just two players from the side of Dream Team that are left standing on the other side. Good Boys, they are themselves playing with a three-man squad right now, losing one player in the early game combat.
Yeah, and look at this, no mercy. They have spotted one player. They have just, pinned that one player as Unsolved is going to solve the mystery. Sherlock, is anybody home out there? We'll have to see. Dream Team gets eliminated and players are right in front of each other. Unsolved went in, but Smoker does not lose any health. Now he does 50%. He'll be taken down. 1 HP. Still manages to survive. 40 bullets. You need to pop up first aid right now. That's a really good thing, but the opponents are coming. They are not going to give you enough time, and I think just one shot will be the end of Smoker as he just falls short, and the revive is gonna come in handy. But look at this. That was impressive. As Team Harsh's Nasty falls down in that running spray of Info and Groza. This is gonna be an impressive one, and another one. As you can see, the players are moving forward. Groza does some damage, but then the other job was done out there as Good Boys players are moving in forward. So Good Boy has a Groza, Good Boy has AWM. They have all the good things out there. We'll have to see what happens. Zero death one for the change has 2 deaths, make it 3 right now. As one of the player also actually goes down from Good Boys players. We'll have to see what happens as in this one-on-one as they are going for the kill. 17 bullets in the gun, reloads it, but the reload is going to cost him the valuable time and will be taken down. Team SYG gets eliminated out there, and one player from Zero Death, Rabbit Head, is trying to pop some heads as he is the lone survivor. Just moving in forward, trying to charge in as a circle is also charging in towards him. Prasan is trying to move in backward. All the players from Good Boy also needs a revival, but I think the third parties are coming in handy from Wolf Squad.
Yeah, Mia on the other side was looking to land those close range, long range shots. But now, the last player from the side of Zero Death, he's going to cook up that nade, the nade being thrown. He should revive his teammate. Oh no, he was taken out instantly as he was charged upon from the players of Good Boys. That was such a bad move, driving in towards an entire team that knocked down your teammate and were just baiting him out.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy. But we are finally down to the top 8 teams, 24 people still alive in the game. And once again, the zone is out in the open, so you will have to take those fights on those ridges. And they need to be played with perfection. Right now, Good Boys have the most kills on them, with 8 being the number. Wolf Squad is on the second position with 7 kills for them. But now, Savage also getting knocked down. Rogue Nation, Aussie, can you make this happen? 3 people alive for the squad. Savage right in his crosshairs. The Scar L can actually dish out a lot of damage at this range.
This guy is doing an impressive work right now. He threw the smoke because he has to move inside the circle as well. 90 meters outside the zone, and Savage, which he has spotted the player, and the player goes down with a bang. Punisher has been eliminated and just left the server, and Savage is going for a revive right now. But look at this Aussie. He has to move inside the zone, goes for a right flank with the vehicle out there. Ebola takes down Savage with that car 98 shot. Aussie with that Uzi. That's not gonna be effective out in that area. Obviously not gonna do that much damage as weapon goes in the equation. Irregular is moving in forward right now. Making to the zone is gonna be the first priority between the teams as Aussie has been eliminated. Weapon with his guns did an impressive job, and look at this Meow was trying to spot some players with AUG and trying to go for a singular shot, but now just turns into a spray and will take down one player. Just should continue the spray with a reload and will try to take down the second one as well. The second one was spotted and will be taking down 2. The Uzi coming into the equation in an impressively amazing way. Would like to end the player, but the Meow should be looking for forward to the fact that there are other players left as well. Will be spotting the third. Rose is trying to finish the job with the second one. Will finish too with that AUG. Reloads once again. Should pop up a first hit. Really good choice. Marvel coming into the kill feed. You can see takes down Kill, and Marvel will go down by Shred in the third party situation as Marvel and Irregular goes down, and I think that will be the end of Rogue Nation on the 8th spot.
Yeah, Rogue Nation taking an exit from the game as well, down to the top 7 teams. The nade being cooked by Meow. It's going to be thrown towards the players of Good Boys, but I think that is going to be a bit short and is not going to do much. Good Boys now are aware of where the player from Wolves is. Wolves fighting with a 2-man squad, and Meow is going to be taken out by Shock. And now that is going to put his entire team in such a bad situation. But talking about bad situations, Imperial right now going up against Savage inside the zone with that open rage coming in. The blue zone is coming in slowly and steadily, but can they make it happen? Oh, the Mini 14 connecting at long ranges. They are focused on the players of Wolves. Meow was knocked down, so the revive is going to come in, and Ray can actually bait that one out.
Only Wolves is inside the circle if you see the minimap. Yeah. All the other teams outside the circle, and out of Wolves, one player is down and the revival is coming in. But the major factor is how can the other players make it in the zone, as the zone is going to be the first priority, as this is the 5th circle, ladies and gentlemen. The circle, after this, 6th circle just arrives, and 20 more seconds. 15, make it just 15, make it 10 already, because the players will have to move and the area is totally open. Savage DDZZ has spotted some players and will try to go for the mini 14 shots, but then is taking shots on his direction. So a smoke might come in. Now the first aid will pop up, but the major factor is the circle has started and the teams have started with the movement. Savage's snitch will actually go down by Kill, as Kill gets that kill in the pockets, has 0 kills right now, but then the team has 3, so that's a really good thing. Shred is trying to move in forward. We'll have to see what happens. The players have been spotted as Unsolved was trying to solve the other players' mystery. Adeola goes down as Good Boys are coming into the fight, and one player from Good Boy has also been taken down in the trade fire, and Ray was surviving out there and is still surviving as Wish is trying to move forward, but through the smoke, that was an impressive spray on them, and Weapon is trying to move in forward once again. Will try to spot some players. Yes, spots him, finishes him, and the cover fire is going to come. Weapon should not be reloaded right now, should be going for the cover fire, otherwise this is the one thing that happens.
Yeah, but now Savage, they had the advantage. They had all 4 players alive. Now just left with 2. And can they be caught off guard? I think so, because they are out in the open. The Ridge is just there to protect them. But look at this. Good Boys in this game, sitting at 9 kill points right now. No Mercy is still there. Imperial is still there. Exodus is still there. The 3-man squad with 2 people alive makes it into the top 6. But now, once again, this is going to be a really, really tough fight. Wolves can take control of this one just because of where the player is positioned. He can spot out people from that high ground, but no mercy. Shred, he is trying to catch those guys with the AK and 3x. But Savage heals up in the last second and now runs behind the smoke where Imperial is present. Can Imperial catch him off guard? Oh no, Savage runs on the other side and he's going to be taken down. And that just happened right there on the other side. Good Boy, he's going to be taken out by Savage's players, but not for long. Savage is going to take an exit as well on number 6.
5 teams remaining, ladies and gentlemen. 9 players surviving for the team. Airdrop number 5 has Groza, but then people are going to worry about the level 3 helmet Invest if they can get a hold of it. As you can see, Exodus players are good with level 2 loot right now. Kill needs a vest badly, as he is down there with level 1 vest. That too broken. And Sata needs a revival, but then Good Boys are gonna be exiting out of the stage right now. The 5th position, 4 teams remaining, 7 players surviving out there. What's gonna happen? Will it be Exodus' game, or will No Mercy actually take them out? Because No Mercy is looking really, really good, but Wolf Squad, no one can forget, they have 9 points for themselves. Imperial, this can be the game. Had a 3rd position in the previous game, would like to make it to the first one if they actually go for it, but then Ray has been spotted and makes out an almost exit. Is still surviving on 1 HP. How is he doing that? I mean, that is more than impressive. But the players have focusing their attention on the other stuff, such as bandaging and also moving inside the circle. No player is inside the circle right now. Wolves have 1 player remaining. Imperial, 1 player remaining. Exodus, 2 players remaining, and No Mercy with 3 players surviving out there. And Khosrow he will be spotted out there. So it all just comes down to Juba. We'll have to see what Juba does out in this thing, because they can either revive or they can either, go for the guns blazing in.
And Kusle is the main firepower for the side of Exodus. So him being down means that Exodus have lost their fight. But once again, the team has 3 points on them. One player still surviving. Imperial with 1, Wolf Squad with 1, and No Mercy still with 3 alive. But Unsolved takes a lot of damage from Ray. Ray being spotted. Is he going to be taken out? There is a vehicle light in front of him. And if that gets blown up, Imperial is... Ray is just going to be dead, and the blue zone I think is going to do that. Instead, Imperial, Ray being taken out by the blue zone. Exodus is going to be taken out as well. Now it comes down to 2, Wolf Squad and No Mercy. Can Mio actually take this one? He's so slow. The Uzi is not going to do anything as he is going to be finished, and No Mercy take the chicken dinner on Miramar.
And this was amazing. No Mercy has 5 kills for themselves, but then the way that they showed that the zone was theirs, I mean, that was more than impressive for the team, to be fighting at that open area, being surrounded from all the sides by the teams. I think they did an impressive job in this game.
They did an impressive job, but Wolves have 11 kills. So, 5 kills on No Mercy plus chicken dinner, that's going to be 25 points. Wolves, 11 kills, 14 points, 25 points as well. And Wolves, I think, is going to take the first position in the standing for this game. And most of the kills are on the man, on the legend. It's Mia.
Mia did an impressive job. I mean, 9 kills for the single person.
Yeah.
Just popped out. With that AUG spray was not stopping. And I think AUG was the reason that Mia got 5 kills out of those 9.
Yeah.
And, I mean, spotting one player, emptying out the magazine on that one. Then just going on the other player and just going for it. Let's just actually see who is the MVP. If it's from the winning team, it's from the team that has maximum kills. So let's just focus on the MVP right now. I think it's going to be from the team that has a chicken dinner. So straight to K with 4 kills, 597, almost 600 damage. 25 minutes is the proper survival time, and 9 kilometers is the distance traveled.
Yeah, another impressive player in this game as well. Shred was responsible for the chunk of the 5 kills that No Mercy have, and 4 are on him. So basically doing all the hard work. But No Mercy, once again, they did an amazing job just surviving in this game, because based on where the circles were coming in, this was supposed to be an aggressive game, and teams were rotating while fighting. So
yeah.
This,
I mean, there's one thing. In circles like Miramar, you can either rotate or fight. You cannot do both at the same time, because the thing is, I mean, you can do both, but then it just takes a lot out of you as well, because you'll be standing out there outside the circle, taking the circle damage as well. But then we've talked about the MVP. But if we talk about the 5 players that just made an impact, obviously, Mia is going to be out there with 1633 damage. That is an impressive amount by just one player.
Yeah, and moving on, it's going to be Satha from Good Boy on the second with 5 kills, 799 damage. Shred from No Mercy is going to be on the third, 4 kills, 597 damage. Imperial GG's weapon is going to be fourth with 3 kills, 592 damage, and Imperial GG's Ray is going to be on the fifth with 3 kills, 479 damage on the guy. So pretty impressive performances coming out from all the 4 players from 2 to 5. But the number 1 player, Meow, he is a class apart from the rest.
Yeah, and Meow has done an impressive job in the gameplay overall. So if anything, those 9 kills make an impact, obviously.
Definitely.
Because there are other teams that are ending with 9 kills, and then there is one player just ending with 9 kills. So I think, if anything, the kill count changes. See, if we'll be talking and considering the overall kill leaders, I think